Hi, welcome to the IPL pre-show. This is Ishan, your host. It's RCB taking on the Gujarat Titans. I have Shaumik, Sneashish, and Bharat joining for the show. It's going to be a crack up a game. Both these teams need a win. Bharat, I'll get started off with you. Do you think your home team stands a chance to make a comeback in the tournament?
That I don't think will happen. Perhaps they have left it too late, but they can definitely win 4 or 5 games and resurrect the campaign to some extent. At least for their loyal fans, whenever I go to that Chinnaswamy Stadium nearby, I hardly get a place to even stand. That's the kind of jam that is there. Obviously, it's an old stadium built around maybe 1970s, perhaps not renovated enough. Whatever it is, you hardly get a chance to stand there. Kind of fans that you see. So at least for the loyal fans, if they can win for a few matches, it would really bring some cheer to them. Yeah, some of the players are doing well, like Rajat Patidar has started to fire really well, and yeah, even their bowling was they put up a better bowling show in the last games against Sunrisers. Yeah, so certain things are working in their favor. So hopefully, at least they can win few matches in a row.
Yeah, you're right. Shaumik, the RCB's overseas stars haven't delivered, which has, made them not perform to their best. So how do you, what is the importance of the overseas, superstars playing at their highest potential?
It's an issue. Basically, you spend a lot of money to have these overseas superstars, overseas players. Basically, IPL is about the Indian players, the Indian youngsters also, because you only have four overseas players. But when you are picking four overseas stars, that means you want them to make an impact. From that point of view, RCB have lost out big time this season, especially Glenn Maxwell. Glenn Maxwell has been a letdown, and now he has some mental health issues or something. So he is not available even. That said, uh, RCB will have to. Will Jacks has played a decent knock against Kolkata Knight Riders. He is a capable batsman, but it's not easy. Also, coming to the fold mid-season, you need some time to get adjust to the conditions. Yes, RCB's overseas stars will have to pull up their socks. At the same time, basically RCB's biggest problem has been their bowling. But you are right that if that could have been compensated if their overseas stars would have performed to their potential.
Yeah. Thank you, Shomit. Yashish, we were talking about the disappointment of the overseas stars not living up to the standards. So, in your opinion, for the RCB team, who has been the biggest letdown? And what have they, in your opinion, again, done wrong with their bowling?
Uh, If you ask me about the foreign option that RCB had this year, I think all foreign option have failed. If you ask me, literally, because if you see Fab du Plessis first, he is your leader. As a leader, he has failed. At least from my perspective, I think he has failed. Secondly, if you see his batting also last season, he was batting like he scored I think around 750 plus runs and had a strike rate of 155 plus. So I think from batting's perspective, he also failed to lead from the front. Then you signed Cameron Green. He also failed. He is showing some potential right now in last two matches with both bat and ball, but it is too late for for the team. And speaking of Glenn Maxwell, I think Maxwell is a very important player for this team. I know that right now he is not part of the team because whatever reason he has given to to be outside of the playing 11. But Glenn Maxwell has been a very disappointing because last season he was the X factor of this team. What the performance RCB managed last season, I think Glenn Maxwell was the factor because he scored 400 runs at a strike rate of 180 plus. So you can understand the impact he had last year. So overall, we all know that overseas players are very crucial for any team to do well in any franchisee league. So I think they are one of the reasons that RCB have failed this season also. And if you ask me the bowling, we all know that overall the bowling unit have not clicked. Yas has been off, but Mohammad Siraj, as an Indian fan, we all are very disappointed with the showing he has come up so far in this edition. So hopefully the team selection is around the corner in 1 or 2 days. So we don't know whether he will be part of the squad or not. But if he, or even if he not, because he will be in your plan for the future also, Mohammad Siraj,
Yes.
because he's a youngster and he has done many good things for India also in recent past.
Yeah.
So for him in the remaining part of the IPL, he should and he must deliver, his best performance to get back his confidence back.
Thank you, Snesh. You're right. I think the overseas star really had to step up for RCB in the remainder of the tournament. Bharat, Virat Kohli will always be the center of attention. A lot of people have criticized his batting. What are your thoughts on this personally? Do you think he's playing for his team, or do you think he's not, adapted to the new T20 format and the new T20 approach that we're seeing by so many batters at the moment?
Yeah, I guess when he plays spin, it's not picking the length. See, they say too many things about how to play, how to bat, stance, and all this. But cricket is a very simple game. It comes down to you picking the length early. I'm not too sure he's watching the ball right down to the bat and picking the length. I'm not too sure he's picking the length early versus spin. That is why he's struggling versus spin. Yeah, his strike rate in the last match was a problem. You might be called his greatest fan. You might
Hmm.
not like him. You might like him, but in the last game, his strike rate was below par. One has to agree with that. But otherwise, in a couple of games, it also has to be said that other batters didn't exactly support him. So you can give him some grace marks in that sense. It's been that kind of a season. But going in the T20 World Cup, at least as he looks set to be in that lineup, then he has to do something about his game versus spin and or in the middle overs. It's not like he's not trying, but I don't think it's happening for him because I don't think he's picking the length early versus spin.
Thank you, Bharat. Shomik, Dinesh Karthik has been an X Factor player for them yet again this season. With the World Cup nearing around the corner, do you see him, featuring in that 15 by any possibility, or it's a long dream that a lot of people have, but it's just too far fetched at the moment?
No, it's too far fetched. Given that the thought process of the selection committee, if you go back to the Test series against England when Virat pulled himself out, they had the opportunity to fall back on Cheshire Pujara or Ajinkya Rahane. The Ajit Agarkar selection committee didn't do that. They brought in youngsters instead, Rajat Sarfaraz Khan. So youngsters have brought in. They will not take a step that is regressive. And they did that mistake in 2 years ago at the 2022 T20 World Cup, where Dinesh Karthik was picked on the back of a fantastic IPL, and he scored around 14 runs in 3 innings in Australia. So basically, international cricket is a different ball game. International bowling attacks, as far as top teams are concerned, they don't have that quick link in their bowling. At 30 years of age and in June he will be 39. Dinesh Karthik getting into the Indian team for the T20 World Cup, although he aspires to be there, but it appears a little too far-fetched. And one more thing, Ishan, I would like to, the previous question was on Virat Kohli. I would like to add one more thing. That is, Virat Kohli's strike rate in this IPL against pace is 161, which is pretty much okay. 161, it's a decent strike rate. It's against spin that he's struggling. His strike rate against spin is 123. And that is, and this is not only this year's problem. Last year, his strike rate against spin in the middle overs was 110. So this is not going to maybe this will not hamper his selection for the T20 World Cup, but Kohli might have to adapt to the demands of modern T20.
Yeah, you're right, Shomik. Absolutely right. Snehashish, moving on to the GT team here, let's focus our attention over there. Who do you think's been, one of those standout performers? I think Sai Sudarshan has performed really well for them. So your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I think Shai Sudarshan has scored runs, but apart from the last innings, I think his strike rate was also an issue because he also scored around at 120, 125 strike rate. So in last year, he was scoring at a better pace, I think. So But in the last inning, he showed the last year glimpses. I think it was a very good innings. He has been good. I think Shubman Gill has scored some runs, but again, the consistency here he showed last year that is lacking this year. I think the additional responsibility like the captaincy I think has some effect on his batting maybe. But overall, GT have struggled this season because if you see in last two seasons, GT I think was maybe one of the two best teams in the league in terms of consistency and performance. But this season, when Hardik Pandya left, Shubman Gill as a new keeper, and the team also didn't have the services of David Miller at the start of the season because David Miller played a crucial knock in the last innings. He scored around 23, 24, 50. I think overall this season has not gone so well GT. So they will look for a win today and hopefully then a momentum of win can bring them in the race of the playoff.
Yeah, I think they'll be looking to do the same. Bharat, RCB has won the toss, elected to bowl first. Do you think that's the right decision? Bharat, can you hear me? Yeah. RCB has won the toss and elected to bowl first. Do you think that's the right decision? You're on mute, Bharat. You're on
Yeah,
mute.
every single team perhaps do that ball first. Yesterday it didn't exactly work out. I think in an afternoon game it seemed like Mumbai Indians' decision wasn't the right one because with heat around 38 to 40 degrees, perhaps they got drained out a bit. But that is what every single team does. They bowl first, and then in an afternoon game, I always believe it's better to bat first and maybe then look to defend the target. But that is what RCB have done. Let's see.
Yeah. Before we move to predictions, Shomik, my final question for you. Are you a little worried about the GT's bowling lineup? Mohit Sharma started off really well. Unfortunately, he's not really been bowling that well. And Rashid Khan, there's again been an over dependence on him. So batters are looking to play him out, which is resulting in a factor where he's not getting too many wickets. So are you worried with that GT bowling lineup? Shomik, it's for you.
Yeah. Um, can you please come in with the question, Ishan?
Yeah, so I was asking you that are you a little worried about this GT's bowling lineup because Mohit Sharma started off the season really well. Unfortunately, he's not been able to perform to his best anymore. And there's an over dependence on Rashid Khan. So a lot of batters look to play him out. And in doing that, he doesn't get too many wickets for himself either. So is this a worrying sign for the GT team?
Ishan, they are missing Mohammad Shami big time. When you miss a bowler of Mohammad Shami's class, they are struggling with their pace bowling department. They don't have an impact fast bowler in their ranks, and they are trying to make do with the spinners. They have three good spinners. One is Rashid Khan, Noor is there, Noor Ahmed is there, Sai Kishore is there. But a bit of smarter captaincy from Shubman Gill will help because in the last game we saw the way he handled his bowlers. Sai Kishore was brought in at the death and he conceded a lot of runs. So the way he handled his bowlers was to scratch. A bit more smarter ways to handle his bowlers will help, but absolutely um, their fast bowling lacks bite in the sense fast bowling lacks that wicket taking ability that they used to have with Mohammad Shami in their ranks.
Yeah, fair point, Shomik. Fair point. Sneshish, it's time for predictions. Why don't you get started off? Your predictions for the game?
For RCB's loyal fans, I really want RCB to win because they deserve some good moments. But it will be an interesting game. And I think it will be around RCB have to chase around 180 to 190.
All right. Thank you, Bharat. Your thoughts?
Yeah, they perhaps have got some momentum in the last game. They performed like a unit in the last game. Maybe who knows, they will win two in a row. At least looking at how they went in the last game. If they, play like that, I think at least they can stitch 2-3 wins in between and end their campaign on a better note. So I'm giving it to RCB.
Thank you, Bharat. Shomik?
See, RCB have momentum with them. Even they won their last game, and even against KKR, they lost by just a solitary run. So off late, they have been improving, and if they can keep on improving, I think this is their game. It is going to be a close affair, but I think RCB might edge it.
All right, thank you for that. So you heard it from us. All of us are hoping that RCB gets over the line, and all of us believe RCB might win today. So it's almost game time. We'll let you go on and enjoy the game. Let's see what happens, and we'll catch you right after. Thank you to my guests, and thank you to everyone who joined. Enjoy. Thank you.